Is
Whatever.
it a
It's Paul
Is
Rudd.
it the all?
Yeah.
It's Paul Rudd. Hey,
Paul
hey.
Rudd and the kid from Stranger Things, and then Bill Murray's in it. Dan Aykroyd's in it. Ronnie, I don't know. I heard the gaming awards. It's usually December. It's usually December. Well, luckily for
What's that?
you, Daimyo, neither does Disney.
Right. It's
So,
like we're kind of all in the same boat. But
I also like
I
when we
think we
do
should.
talk about Star Wars. I do want to mention. Highly recommend watching Nerd Theory. Not Nerd Theory anymore, but Theory's stream from the other night when he had Mauler on,
Mm,
because that was like awesome.
mm.
Mauler and
Um.
Theory had a really good conversation. The other two dudes knew they were just like out of their element for the most part, so they kind of like sat there and would pipe up every now and then. But
Yeah.
Mauler is he's fucking great. He's such a good YouTuber.
I heard the trailer's coming out this week or next week or maybe the announcement. I don't know. I just know we're getting.
It was
G-
just
no,
announced.
dude,
Also, a
we're
Zelda
getting the.
movie has been announced as well. A live
Yeah,
action Zelda has also been announced today, I believe, or maybe yesterday.
yesterday. We are getting the announcement trailer, but I don't think we're getting GTA 6 until like
Bro,
2030, bro.
it's gonna be like one of the characters that we know talking about something, and
Yeah,
that's
it's gonna be
or
Franklin.
it's gonna be a
It's gonna be
completely
Franklin.
new. No, it's gonna. You know what it's gonna be? They're gonna show Vice City. They're gonna show San Andreas. They're gonna show 4, and they're gonna show 5, and they're probably gonna throw Gay Tony in there, and then that'll be like the clip, and then it'll be like GTA 6, and it'll have like somebody turn around with like a gun or something, and that's gonna be it. They're gonna show
Hmm.
all the main characters that everybody's liked throughout. Like all, fuck you. You know Mauler's a great YouTuber. That's so they're gonna show all the fucking characters and things from GTA that we've come to love, like all the good characters, and then it's gonna end with their new character, and it'll say GTA 6, and then that's gonna be it. Just like, oh my god, we got an announcement trailer for the Elder Scrolls 6 6 years ago, and have heard nothing again about it. So like,
Is that in like development hell, or is it just not coming out?
no, they just knew that people were like, okay, we're tired of like 7 Fallout games in a row. Like, give us something new. And they're like, we will, but first, Starfield. Like, it's just like, oh my god.
Well, people weren't asking for Starfield. People want Skyrim, bro. Like,
People want the Elder Scrolls universe. That's what made your company good. Other than Wolfenstein, like, and Doom, like, the Elder Scrolls universe is pretty much everybody's favorite. Most people who are fans of Bethesda, like there's OG Prey fans out there and Doom fans and Wolfenstein fans, but the majority of Bethesda fans are Elder Scrolls fans.
right?
Like
Yeah,
like
that's mostly what it
you're
is.
gonna get a huge demographic of Fallout fans, like 100%. And I am a Fallout fan, but you're gonna get a ton
I
of
just want.
Fallout fans in their corner. But those like most of those people still play Elder Scrolls. Most of the
Mm-hmm.
people that play Fallout because they started playing Elder Scrolls when they were younger. And they're like, oh,
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls with guns in a post-apocalyptic world? I'm cool with that. And
I mean, it's
because
got an interesting point.
the original two Fallouts were like super, super simple top-down
Hmm.
games like the original GTA was.
Yeah,
So it makes people
Cameo has an
understand
interesting point.
what.
He says, "I just want GTA 6 to come out so that Redemption 3 is closer."
Okay,
I
so
think
what would
that's
you
even
do? What would you do with Red Dead Redemption 3?
me. I would, I would.
Because Red Dead Redemption 2 and 1, like 2 leads into 1, and then 1 leads all the way up to like towards the time of the Industrial Revolution. So cowboys are a
Hmm.
thing of the past. So it can't go forward with John's son, really. So it would
You
have to
could
go backwards.
you could do a side story.
You think Jack Marston could still do something? Because the game ends in Red Dead Redemption 1 with them basically saying the time of the cowboys over and the outlaw is over. it can go forward, but why not make one about Dutch? Young
I
Dutch.
think Dutch. I think a young Dutch would actually be very interesting.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you could play as Dutch and like other people, how he ends up like you'll meet Arthur and John and them as kids in the game.
Yeah.
How he
That
created
would
the
be cool.
posse, how he made Hosea, like Bill,
Okay,
all those people. I think you could do something really interesting with Dutch as a character if you
that's
start
honestly
like
probably
his.
what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
That's honestly probably what they will do. That's that's the only thing that I think would make sense is if they could do Dutch. Because going forward with it just wouldn't feel right.
or you. I mean, you
It's
could
kinda like
also put
how
Jack. No, you finish because I have an idea for what Jack could do.
well, I was gonna say it's kinda like how I feel like Assassin's Creed could not really work in a modern day type of setting.
It did in
Like,
two.
uh,
It did in two in Brotherhood when you would
it
switch back
did
to Desmond, but after they killed Desmond Miles, it made no sense. So like that's
right.
actually I would say actually the last time it really worked was Black Flag. When you're
Mhm.
working for Abstergo and there's like you're actually like doing corporate espionage in Abstergo, and then you meet
Yes.
Desmond's friends, and then you end up escaping Abstergo, and like that all worked in What's up, Star Wars dog?
Star Wars Dog, what's happening?
That all worked in Black Flag, but then when you got into Unity, they went a little bit overboard with what you were doing in the real world and shit. That just wasn't the same. I think the last time it worked was Black Flag. But a modern day Assassin's Creed, like, isn't that just Cyberpunk at this point, minus the climbing?
Pretty much.
Like,
Pr that's kinda what I'm saying. It wouldn't feel very authentic.
no,
So,
because the whole
how
point is you're
far
following this lineage. You're following this lineage of all of these assassins. They're all related in some way, shape, or form, whether their father was a Templar who banged an assassin, or vice versa, or your grandfather or your adopted father was an assassin. Like, they're all like somewhere related to the same story. Yeah, okay, all right. Red Dead Redemption 1 ends in 1914. The last posse shootout was in 1920. That's more than yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. Maybe they showed Jack transitioning from an outlaw to a legitimate business and failing.
Mm.
I could see Jack turning into not the Pinkertons, but somebody like that, like a lawman instead of an outlaw.
Mhm.
Like Jack becomes a lawman and he's like a very revered lawman in the West. I mean, you could even have the last shootout have him involved in it in some way. Or do something with the okay corral. Is that Tombstone? Is that when that was in 1920? You could incorporate Tombstone into that, which I think would be pretty sick. Like Doc Holliday, all these other like famous characters, well, famous people in real
Yeah.
life. Like, yeah, you could do that. You could totally do that with Red Dead Redemption 3. But I think
Yo,
if you
that's
want to do
actually
something with
that
Dutch,
that actually would go that actually would be, kinda cool.
dude, if he's involved in a
Uh,
Tombstone shootout or like I don't know when Tombstone happened. I'm assuming I think what's up, Mattuine? I think
Mattoon, what's up,
Tombstone
man?
was one of the last great shootouts. So Texas Rangers, yeah, Texas Rangers, cool as well. Yeah, but
True,
you're not
yeah.
gonna make a game where you're hunting Comanches.
Yeah,
As much as
no.
that makes
That
sense in this day and age, they get like I think Rockstar would go woke with that game, and I like to think that Rockstar wouldn't. But with a game where you're literally hunting the noble savage down in the form of Native Americans, that's mm,
yeah,
mm,
but Rockstar doesn't care, though.
won't they
They
though?
literally don't care.
Won't they though? Because
I
we
don't
thought the
know.
same thing about Saints Row, which was
That's
always
true.
more over the top than GTA. And then look at the new
That's
Saints
true.
Row, which was a massive flop because it was woke as woke could be. Like,
It wasn't even that it was woke, it sucked. It was
well,
just terrible.
and it was
Like,
fucking woke. And you got rid of you rebooted all the characters of the Saints that we fucking loved.
that's, like,
Like
literally the
where's
point,
Pierce?
is that,
Where's
like
Shandy? Where fucking is everybody? Like the ones who created it.
yeah, Dimensions.
Was it prior?
That Okay, well then
Engines. Well, have Dutch involved in it.
they
Have
can
Dutch
make.
have like one of the shootouts that happened in Tombstone was because one guy was wearing a shirt that was the color that the other guy didn't like, and they shot each other.
Mhm.
Like seriously, like Tombstone was called Tombstone for that fucking reason because everybody was just killing each other there all the time. No one likes Dutch,
Ye-
but you can make him a likable character in his past
Yeah,
and watch him fall to what he becomes.
yeah, like
Or you can do it about even a younger Arthur. Do it about somebody else entirely that we met throughout Red Dead 1 and 2.
I don't think another like I do kind of agree with Damio's point, but I think if there is gonna be another Red Dead, this would probably be the last one because there's not much that they can do with it now.
It should be. Or you just go really far back and make a Red Dead game about a character that we don't know anything about, that has nothing to do with the Marstons, has nothing to
Honestly,
do with Dutch, has nothing to do with the Pinkertons, just a completely different character, a completely different slew of characters in a completely different place. Maybe at the same time, maybe they run into Arthur at some point, maybe they run into John Marston like throughout the game, but not necessarily taking place at that time. Like almost like
yeah,
not that you'd play as him or anything like that, but think about like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Like a lot of people don't like Cold War, right? But this is
facts.
a good example because you have a story that's going on around the same time as Black Ops with
Right.
all these other characters, but Woods and Mason come in and out of the story like throughout Cold War.
Yeah.
So it's still like they're still in the world, they're still doing their own thing, but you're coming back and forth. Like Menendez is mentioned, like these things are mentioned. So like you could do something like that.
Yeah. Um but Damio's saying I'd rather see a newer character or do like a backstory on
Yeah,
the
Driscolls. Yeah, I could see that.
yeah.
God damn Driscolls! Damn.
But I don't think we're getting GTA 6 until like 2030, so I don't know when Red Dead's
I don't
about to
even
come
think they
out.
started to work on GTA 6, man. I really don't.
Yeah, like
I
they've
don't.
been
They
milking.
just stopped doing updates for Red Dead 2 and GTA 5
Yeah.
just now.
Oh, Shinobi,
Oh,
dead fire.
Kenobi, you definitely have to play both Red Deads. And if you get Red Dead 1, get the Undead Nightmare DLC.
I got a question though. Do you like one or two better?
It's been so long since I've played 1, I'd have to go with 2, but that's just
Mm.
because 2 technically is like, and I don't mean technically as in like technical, I mean like the actual gameplay of it is better. Like two's gameplay, two's story is crazy.
Ooh, that's
Really.
interesting.
All right, I'll be there. Be fun to talk
That's
about.
interesting.
But
Two
yeah,
is the best game
GTA
of the
6.
decade.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
Two is
Mm,
of the decade.
nah.
Mm,
The decade? Nah.
Hold
Uh,
on. What
uh,
else came out in that decade? Skyrim.
this is the 2010s, right?
Skyrim
This
came
is
out in
the
2011.
uh Spider-Man came out in
Spider-Man
2018.
doesn't have the replayability that Red Dead Redemption and Elder Scrolls have.
GTA 5 came out in
20,
2013.
2012, I thought.
2013, I think. It doesn't matter.
You're comparing apples to oranges at that point, but for me,
Cyberpunk. Or no, wait.
Cyberpunk's not one of the best games of the decade. It's one of the most fun and one that I had a lot of fun with. Honestly, like it's really hard because I like all these different games for different reasons. Like I love Battlefront 2's multiplayer. Campaign's not as good, but the multiplayer is
Fallen
great.
Order, bro.
Fallen Order,
Oh,
Fallen Order is
Fallen
fucking
Order was,
awesome. Dark Souls 3. As
dude.
much as people say there wasn't a lot of good games that came out in the past 10 years, if you're counting the past 10 or the past decade, I mean from 2023, all right, that's impossible because I can't count. Like I'm talking like 2020 to 2010. You get Halo Reach to start it off.
That's true.
ODST, and then you get Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Like just Fallout 4, which people loved, even though I wasn't a huge fan. Wolfenstein came back. GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Fallen Order, Star Wars Battlefront 2, not including the campaign, just the gameplay itself and the fun that you could have on that multiplayer. Like, I mean, honestly, Lego Star Wars, even though it died pretty quick, Hogwarts Legacy,
Cuphead.
there's a lot of good games that like did come out in the past 10 years. I would even argue that Halo Infinite brought a lot of Halo back to its roots.
That is fair though. He's played, Red Dead.
Okay, that Kenobi, I have an instantaneous answer to.
Oh, for me, Batman Arkham City. That's mine.
Halo 3.
What about Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Nah, Halo
The
3.
first one.
Yeah, I know. And I know you're
Ooh.
talking about the first one. It's got to be Halo 3 to me. I wouldn't play any other video game if it wasn't for Halo 2 and Halo 3. Halo 3 was the perfect culmination. Halo Reach had the perfect like gameplay after that. That was like if they had just kept Halo like Reach, but with the storytelling of Reach and 3 combined, 3 broke multiplayer standards.
Dog's got a really good point.
Well, that's what I was talking about. But like Battlefront 2 is amazing, but I'm talking like across the board what it did for like gaming in general. Halo 3. Halo 3 and Modern Warfare 2 did insane things for the gaming culture.
Not the modern day Modern Warfare.
But they were on the news back in 2007 and 2009 like all the time. Same with GTA 4. Like those 3 games, just those 3 games changed the gaming culture in general. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention all the Nintendo games too.
True, yeah.
Which are still the highest grossing of almost any video game. Like,
dude, I forgot to.
While I agree that with Star Wars Dog that Battlefront 2 2005 is one of my favorite games ever, culturally wise, you weren't getting your COD kids hopping on there, generally speaking. You were getting Star Wars fans first, COD fans second.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But like, so you would already be a Star Wars fan playing Duty and be like, okay, I need to play this. Or playing Halo, be like, I need to play this. Whereas like, it's insurmountable how crazy an impact that Halo 2 or Halo 3 and Modern Warfare 2 had.
The Halo hype was crazy back when it was like.
Do you remember all the trailers? The Believe trailer? The Halo 3 Believe trailer?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
I disagree. Halo is a Microsoft exclusive. People like myself just don't care about Halo. COD was for everyone. Modern Warfare 2 did. I respect that.
I don't think that's true. At the time, Xbox was killing it. At the time, at that point in time, 2007, Xbox was killing it. They had Gears of War going crazy. They had Halo going crazy. Whether it's exclusives or not, they were making a fuck ton of money. And they were doing really well. And if you had a PlayStation, you were going to your friend's house to play Halo 3.
Yep.
You were spending forever. If I had, like, I can't. The only reason I would have gone over to my friend's house to play PlayStation back in the day was for God of War. There was no other PlayStation exclusive back around the time of the early 2010s that I was like, I need to play that. I need to get over there and play this game with them.
Right.
For God of War.
Right.
Because I could play Modern Warfare.
Another thing that
like Black Ops changed everything as well. That same time, like, and those might just be first-person shooters, but like I said, Elder Scrolls Oblivion was massive. And then Skyrim was majorly boosted by the fact that Oblivion was received so well by gamers across the board. Fallout 3,
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Dark Souls, same thing. Like some of
Yep.
these games were just crazy, and like I said, there's way too many Nintendo games that blew the roof off.
The Zelda games are going crazy
Ocarina of
too.
Time is
Like,
still one of the best received Zelda games of all time.
and then
Twilight
people
Princess,
like
bro.
people slob all over like Breath of the Wild, and I mean like
Because it's an
I've
open world Zelda game, that's why.
yeah, well no, and like look,
And I have
personally,
much respect for it because it's a great game. I
yeah,
100% agree that the new Zelda games are pretty fucking fire. But
oldest video game you guys have ever played.
Tron, the
You
arcade
played the
Tron,
'80s Tron.
yeah.
Ooh.
Any 80s Star Wars
Let's
games, man. The one where you're just a little Hoth speeder, the air speeder, snow speeder. You're just like dodging the ATATs, and ATSTs.
but look at the difference of influence between COD and Halo for today's standards. Far more reach through Call of Duty and Halo today, which is why I argue COD is inherently more influential. Okay, but
But
before
Halo
Willow says
influenced COD. Halo influenced COD's multiplayer in the first place. That's the thing.
Halo,
Halo
Halo
was the first
started
multiplayer shooter.
Halo started everything, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
with Xbox Live, Halo was the one that started all of the first-person shooters. MLG started because of Halo. Like Machinima started because of Halo. All that stuff. So I've played Pong, of course. Uncle Kenobi.
um,
Pong's an OG game. You gotta play
for
Pong
me,
once.
the oldest video game, my dad had a
Played Space
Knockout
Invaders.
Kings. Um, my my dad had Knockout Kings 2001 on the PS1. That was like the oldest game that I've ever played. I no. I've played the Sonic games. I take that back. I've played the classic games. But
Oh yeah. Well, Daimyo,
Damio
that's not.
said,
It does matter though because Halo, Call of Duty's always been with Activision and Triarch and Sledgehammer.
mm-hmm,
Halo went through development hell after Bungie sold. Before
mm-hmm,
that, you would associate Xbox with Master Chief 100%, and you would associate
mm-hmm,
PlayStation with Prototype, Kratos, things like that.
mm-hmm.
It wasn't like you would associate an actual console. Like, do you know like do you remember the hype for Halo 2? I was 4 and I remember the hype for Halo 2. It was insane. It was all
Yeah,
news. It was everywhere. Yeah. All right, buddy. You're arguing
run,
for the sake of argument's
run,
sake, but even the developers of
run.
COD have like the original CODs come out and they've said it was Halo. Halo did this. Halo did this now. And you know what? Like the selling to 343 is what really killed it because
It's a
before
great
that you would get a
segue,
Halo game
actually.
every 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And after they sold, we didn't get a Halo game for Reach came out in 2010. We didn't get a Halo game for another 2.5, right? Because Halo 4 came out in 2013, I think.
And then 5 came out in 2017, I think.
5, nah, yeah. 5 came out in 17. And then Infinite just dropped
Infinite came
last
out in 21. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 21.
Last
No,
year.
it was 21.
Didn't Counter-Strike come out before